I just wanna ask you one question. How would you give the rescue? You not give me the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, Mr. Rescue. The people say not like you. Yama, 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 hey. But we not seeing changes. Promises you made you and your rescue team. We not seeing changes. You made the whole country divided into two. CDC and Unity Party, they can't conclude. You downsizing, you wish hunting. Now when they die, but they Liberian people suffering. You downsizing, you wish hunting. Now when they die, but they Liberian people. Tell me who you rather give the rescue now. You and your rescue team. I say, oh, it's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. Now who you give the rescue? You not give him the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, Mr. Rescue. The people say not like you. I say yama 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 yama.
Okay, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. What a pleasant way to welcome all of you to the People's Radio. This is 87.9 Freedom Communications Incorporated, is the mother institution. My name is Khan Oliver Khan. I'm here today with Princess Alexa Vanja Koli. Jointly, we will be here till 6 o'clock today with all of what you need to know about your country, Liberia, constituting today's menu.
But we not seeing changes.
There are too many things happening in the country, ranging from the demolition of people homes in Sinko to a Liberian mother, losing a child as a result of medical practitioners abandoning the sick child at one of the hospitals in Liberia. We'll play the voice of that mother, that crying mother who was crying and swearing, lamenting over the passing of her child as a result of medical practitioners neglecting to pay attention to her sick kid. May the soul of that kid rest in peace. Too many things happening in the country. The Ministry of Justice told the Liberian people that they are about to build a justice complex with a particular budget of $20 million, but the money is not in the Liberian budget. When they asked the Ministry of Justice, he said it was allocated in the RS agenda. Oh my God! So we start financing. We start financing project through RS agenda instead of the national budget. What kind of responsible government is this? I thought these people said they are educated and they know everything about book. But again, all of these issues will be under the spotlight. Still in 70 seconds, we are asking the Liberian government to intervene. The demolition thing the government for is terrible. The fact that the government will sit and refuse to intervene in some of these issues is by itself worrisome. Yes, it is worrisome that the government will sit and refuse to intervene when citizens are concerned about their properties. One man will not jump from one corner and bring some money, go to the court, pay some money to the court, get 100 judge some money, and the judge just come out and issue one funny ruling. And before you know it, a whole community of people start crying here and there because one bandit, one big infinite coming, they pay money and take the people property. And that's not what we are saying in the case of the Sinko eviction and demolition. But again, these are things that are common in our society. It is essential that we keep asking for government to intervene. Maybe when the government step in, the real truth behind some of these litigational processes will come to bear. And trust me, there could be some remedy from the angle of the government in mitigating some of the challenges associated with people, properties being totally demolished.
But we not seeing changes.
Too many things to talk about. And so, since today is Monday, certainly the second date of February 2026 remains the year. We want to welcome you to the first edition of the month of February on 87.9. For those of you who keep playing the cash giveaway, don't worry, you are on the right track. And we're going to be paying you $5,000. So keep it coming in to star 255 star 1 hash. With a single $100 Liberian, you stand the chance to be the next individual to walk away with 5,000 Liberian dollars. Too many things to talk about. Let's take a break. When we come back, we bring you the rest of the program here on 87.9. It is difficult in Monrovia with electricity on a palm wind perspective. Let's take a break to be right back.
Yeah, you say you need the rescue. Let me ask you, is the rescue? The people they're not like you.
It's about music. Stop and cry and make it peace for them before go round. Stop and cry and make it peace for them before go round. Stop on Liberia. When they set it to interior, stop. Keep it ourselves, let's stop you from for all.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Stop, the people bringing safety to your door. Stop and cry and make it peace for them before. Stop on Liberia. When they set it to interior, stop. Keep it ourselves, let's stop it right for all. Stop, the people bringing safety to your door. Stop and cry and make it peace for them before. Stop on Liberia. When they set it to interior, they keep it ourselves, let's stop you crash for all.
You know my woman at the big patient. You can't call the kind of record you won't pay her. You know here about CC best power rest here. When you the big patient, you can stay in CC best power rest because and I get no sugar, no fast, no solo again. There is no type for wholesale. Just go to Barrows Bay Road. They bring my open community, Starboard Junction, and the people say $20 for beer, but you should be buying from 10 bags of minimum for retail photo Ken Johnson Road Tire Enterprise. And the numbers to call are 0880 45 28 46 or 0777 570453. And now $22 for bag. And you can also go to Barrows Bay Estate Area D39. And the number to call is 0776 580 800. For more inquiries or mobile money, please make sure to call 0555 997676 or 0774 997676. That's CC and Case Incorporated importing CC Best Power Rezo.
Oh my God. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know. I didn't know. But again, that's what it is. Let me say also to my old man Pius Dolo from Nimba County. Old man Pius Dolo is the father of former Miss Liberia, Miss Woki Dolo. Pius Dolo is my old man. We used to be cool at Hot FM, 107.9. But this is Freedom FM 87.9, though. The biggest radio station in the Republic of Liberia. The radio station with a lot of haters, a lot of errors, a lot of mixed, reactions. But at the end of the day, we are standing tall, fearless, bold, courageous, and daring to be different. When all of them licking the feet of government officials for survival, we stand tall and tell the government to stop promising the people fake 70,000 jobs because those jobs do not exist. Alexa, good
Yeah. I'm sorry. Um, so, wow. I would like to say good afternoon to you, Oliver, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you, our amazing listeners, and of course, our viewers. Would like to say Happy New Month to all of you. This is February, and interestingly, January just ended, which is surprisingly, or which was surprisingly very short, and I'm really grateful that we have seen another month, a new month. So I would like to say Happy New Month to all of you, and as we have seen this new month, wishing everybody the best wishes to all of you, especially at about this time that the country is proceeding in a way that isn't really open, especially from the interest perspective, where a lot of Liberians are saying being homeless at about this moment in time in history. A lot of people are complaining, a lot of people are struggling, and people are just crying everywhere in this country. So please brace yourselves for a lot more, because we do not know what's going to happen in the next coming weeks or days from now. So happy new month, and may God be with all of us. However, we have a lot to talk about today. A lot is happening in Liberia, and there are people who continue to follow these different platforms right here on Freedom Radio Liberia. And now we're on Freedom Hub, the biggest thing to happen to Liberia at about this time. I'm sure a lot of you are just out there eager to listen to our analysis on some of the major issues in our country. And of course, we're going to do you justice to talk about these different happenings in Liberia. My buzz is an interesting man. And that's all I can say. But we'd like to say welcome, and we're here for you. So we have a lot more to talk about. He's trying to distract me. I don't know why he's trying to do that, but we're here for you, and we're going to have a lot more to talk about today. Welcome.
Okay, so there are too many things happening in the country. So
Wow.
there is this demolition I want to show Alexa. Yep. This is the demolition exercise going on
Ladies and gentlemen,
in Fit Island.
just in case you listen to anything being read that Alexa has resigned, whole kind Oliver kind responsible, because he is doing things that should not be done.
Oh, okay. Okay. But again, we are good. We are good on the radio.
Mhm.
There are too many things happening in the country, and we want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I want to say Happy New Month. Those of you who say you're in power and you get all the power, I felt already in you, that 2026 year, the year going small. Before you come to yourself in December 2026 finish, 2027 we enter inside. I wish some of y'all are laying your being your horses. Alexa. No, I'm being honest. I was more you buy your buyer laying your being horses. I was more you car and where you get. Okay, by the McKinney shall let them put real iron on the embraces and make them fine and stronger. Because ball can bounce anytime, story can change. I was more you in power, and I can rule around the people who living around you. All your friends who you are having way by, you're not having rule on the friend because we in February, small.
We're going.
The clock is ticking. Before you come to yourself, we in 2027. And Liberian people will come back for the power. One thing I know, Liberian people, they don't see you. But don't go there with you. You go to that polling station, you're going to vote terribly. Why you didn't expect that what they would do? So we say when I put your arm in the air, your shoulder, two shoulder part, we passing around acting like your own Liberia. breaking all the rules in the country, violating the laws of the country, doing everything you want to do. Payday is coming. Small. We hope you understand what you're doing. We hope you guys will take note. But today we're going to be having a summary of all of what happened on the weekend, including what is happening today in Monroeville. Now, the first and foremost has to do with Alexa, a Liberian lady. And this was posted by a brother called Hilton Leviticus Stacks. A Liberian mother was crying. In the video, you will hear her mentioning the name of a hospital that I would not want to mention. So I want to play the raw audio. It was posted by Hilton Stacks. In the video, you will understand that the lady is crying because her child, small child, died at the hospital because nurses and doctors refused to look after the kid. We will not bore you, run directly into this clip so that you listen to it. Where is the country heading? Where are we as a people? Why are our hearts that cold towards humanity? The same doctors that left hospital during the campaign 2023 went to the streets to be causing noise. You harmonize my salary, harmonize your vote. The same doctors have decided to abandon patients before them in the hospitals to die. And that's why it was the same doctors that left the pregnant woman to give birth outside Redemption Hospital because you could not own $200-300 to register. The same cruel doctors that allowed the man to lose his daughter in Magibi at C.H. Rainey Hospital because he could not raise the remainder of $21,000 that they charged when in fact he had $10,000 to pay upfront. Medical people, how do you feel as a medical practitioner that you would choose money over saving lives? So what the hell y'all go do? Y'all go do the tea? How they can call it tea party? Huh? The tea ritual. Why don't you go drink tea before you graduate from your medical school? It is intended for you to choose life over all other things. I don't want to bore you a lot. I want the Liberian people to listen to this. This is very, very discouraging and very disheartening.
Life. I must go live. I must go live. Liberia, no doctor. Carry the hospital. Carry no doctor. Oh shit, now. I watch my baby die. My people. No doctor. I must go live. I watch my baby die. No doctor. Oh shit, now. No doctor. My baby go enter bento now. Labira. Whoa. And the hospital I said about carry. No doctor. Oh shit, now. I must go live. Labira. Whoa. I watch my baby die. I watch my baby die. I want my baby life. I must go live. Labira, no doctor. Carry the hospital. No doctor. Oh shit, now. I watch my baby die. My people. No doctor. I must go live. I watch my baby die. No doctor. Oh shit, now. No doctor. My baby go to now. Labira. Whoa. Hospital I said about carry. No doctor. Oh shit, now. I must go live. Labira. Whoa. I watch my baby die. I want my baby die. I want my baby life. I must.
Okay. Alexa, I want to hear you. Then we will wrap up and then we'll go to another topic. But this is it. The lady said, Cavi Hospital. This video was posted on the page of our brother Hilton Medical Stocks. And there are over 358 comments under the video. Yeah, and that is exactly where we are. We're still trying to get the lady to talk to us, to appear on the radio in the coming days. But we're still trying to lobby to see if we can bring her so that she will explain to us what exactly happened. But this is what you see happening in the country, Alexa.
Um, this is really sad, and no mother or no one should go through this. No one should experience a moment where your child is before you and your child's life flashes right before your very own eyes, and you think that you have a solution, or you've gone to get a solution from somewhere like a refuge, a place of refuge, and then get there way. It is really a sad thing. And I think this is something that raises a lot of questions about our health sector. Because imagine a private, she talked about Catholic, right? A private hospital. Imagine this happened there. I don't know why there were no doctors or nurses. I don't know how did that happen, and I'm actually trying to just ponder as to what exactly was going on, because you have people with a lot of critical medical issues, and they'll get there at a point in time and want to, you know, especially when it comes to these cases of emergency, want to have their children to be treated in that moment, because it is an emergency, and if that doesn't happen, probably that child's life would be lost. And I think that's also what happened to her. And imagine the pain she was feeling, yet constrained to just go live on the social media, on Facebook, to let people understand exactly what was happening. And she was crying for help. In other words, she was crying for help. She needed, intervention. She needed someone to be there to help her child. So all I can say, if this is something that's happening within the private sector already, so just imagine what would happen at these different medical facilities owned by governments, or that are handled by the government of Liberia. Because we have seen, this is not the first time, and I think this one is a different case, yet the same. And the difference is because it is a private hospital. But what we have seen over the period, we saw a lot from some government hospitals. We saw some at Redemption, Markibi County, Kakata of CH Randy Hospital as well. But no one should go through this. So now the question is, what is actually happening in Liberia that now people are not safe? Before, you would say, do not go, out at night, because you're afraid that you're going to be harmed, or you're going to be hurt by unknown men or women or whatever it is. So now you are not just scared to go out at night. You're even scared in your own country when you're unwell. You're even scared to go to different medical facilities, because you don't know exactly how you're going to be treated. You don't know if you're going to stay there and be dead. You don't know. So wherever you want to run to for solutions, wherever you want to run to be able to help your very own case, now you cannot. So the country is unsafe, and it is unsafe, in several ways. In several ways, Liberia is unsafe. Medically, Liberia is unsafe. So, what exactly do we say to citizens? And what exactly is the government doing? Because that's where I want to come in. Where exactly is the government doing? Because if you have mothers, you have daughters, you have fathers, or you have Liberians in general complaining, or they're going through these things, they're losing the lives of their loved ones, and all that, and we're just sitting here, we're not saying anything. So what exactly is the health ministry doing? Because I'm sure she has a responsibility, not just to oversee government medical facilities, but also this is something that supersedes all of these different medical facilities we have in the country across the board. So what exactly is the Ministry of Health doing? Are they actually trying to investigate and just explore as to what's happening in that? Now you don't have doctors on shift when doctors are to be there, when nurses are to be there, when they're to help people who need help medically. So at about that time, no doctors, no nurses. So where exactly were those people? Where? If they're not in a hospital, where exactly were they at about that point in time? That's a question to ask as well. So I think this is not something we should be talking about. When you have I'm not to be political, but again, when you have a responsible government, when you have a government that cares about the citizens, and that government wishes to work in the best interest of the citizens, these things will not happen because you care about healthcare. You care about the people who are giving out these different treatments or these different things to people medically. So you will have to make sure you have people there inspecting. People are there looking forward to, hey, what is going wrong? I'm sure there are different inspectors out there in the field that in case a hospital doesn't have nurses or doctors on shift, that's something that should be regulated. So what exactly is happening? Do we really have these people from health ministry doing their job, or is it just focused on just government facilities, and they're focused on maybe redemption, GFK, or CH Rennie? Even the ones that they're to be focused on, if that's the logic we're going to go by, these ones are not doing well also. They're probably the worst, or one of the ones, or of the many ones. They are the worst. So what then do we say? Should Liberians now revert to going to maybe the shrines, or we know we have native doctors who help when you break your leg or something. So now do they go, where exactly do we go? I shouldn't say Liberians. So where exactly do we go for medical examination? Where exactly do we go when we're in need so bad? When these healers and these doctors are meant to care for us medically, when you're not available, where do we go? Who do we run to? Do we get back to the government and complain to you guys, and then you just sit back and listen and say, oh no, we don't have anything to do with that because it's not a government hospital? This is not about being a government hospital or not. This is about your citizens going through a lot of these difficulties, and they're losing their family members, they're losing their loved ones, and they cannot say anything. That lady went Facebook Live. She cried. She cried so bad. Cried that I'm looking at my child, and my child is, imagine a mother. Like, you're there. You know that there's something that could be done to save your child's life, but then the people who are to do the things that are to be done, you're not there. So who do you run to? Who do we run to now? So are we going to just live in this country very unsafe, and then no one wants to talk about it because when you go into race, that as an issue, they will brand you as someone who is against the government or someone who is against the country. And I'm sure there are also very gullible and insensitive people there telling that lady or whoever shared that video that we continue to post bad things about our country. Are you really okay? Everything is not about defense. Everything is not about propaganda. Everything is not about public relations, like you wanna have a great image. This is about a person's life. This is about a sector that should be prioritized, a sector that should be regulated, a sector that should be looked at, thoroughly, because it has to do with people's lives, your citizens' lives. It has to do with some of these young children who will be maybe the future leaders of this country. And now we cannot say anything. So when people are sick or when people are having some medical troubles, they're not going to go there. Maybe they're just going to stay home and treat themselves, which is not advisable. So is that the trend we're now taking? Is that the trend we're now taking? What do we say to this lady? What do we say to people who also want to go and get, medical treatment? When we discuss incompetence,
Okay.
it is not about favoritism. This is also what we're talking about. The Minister of Health should go out there and do what she's supposed to do. The Minister of Health will have to go out there. She will have to. And I see a lot of popular, public relations stuff going on, where when she attends an event and there are different posts for some of our great influencers and whatever it is. Of course, it is good that you're trying to brand yourself, but when you have these different, branding sensations ongoing, you need to exhibit competence practically, not just people saying, "Oh, this is one of the best ministers we have." What are you doing? So, Madam Minister, I'm saying this to you without any apology, and I'm saying this to you directly. Go out there, and the things that are to be regulated, go ahead and do them. The ones that are to be looked at critically, go ahead and obviously do what you're supposed to do. So please, we don't want to keep listening to the cries of mothers, because it is not a good thing. You're also a mother, I'm sure. You're a sister to someone. And all of you out there, we have family members, we have people we love, we have our friends. And if this continues as a trend that's unfortunate, it becomes a problem for us in this country, because no one will want to go, out there to a hospital or a clinic because they're scared. Even the ones that have reputation for being, very, very capable. Now people are saying, hey, there are no doctors, there are no nurses. So what do we say?
Okay.
It is a problem. It
Okay.
should not be happening.
That's why it is. And this is not a case in isolation. Even the very doctors, the very nurses from Bone County over the weekend were staging protests. They were protesting over some things, according to them, that are not proceeding rightly for them at the hospital in Bone County. But guess what? They were protesting against the director of the hospital and other doctors. But they did not even understand that the doctors and whoever they were protesting against, they didn't have the solution they were craving for, because central government refused to give what they ought to give to the people in Bone County. The health sector is becoming deplorable by the day in this country, and we still keep fooling ourselves. We still keep lying to ourselves. The government will continue to come and keep lying to the people, thinking they're doing well, but they're making things complicated. Listen to what the doctors, the nurses were going through during the course of the weekend in Bone County.
Salary should be paid directly to the Ministry of Health. Last year, some part of last year, we've been having series of messages from LBDI. Our salary was paid, like for me, I will receive $500 USD as my current balance. My envelope balance will be 168. Now money will be there. Now bring that be 3,000. Right now. I bring that be 3,000, and then we go you see 7,000. We raised up that issue. We invited the LBDI manager, which is every kid around the CSA. When every give me every share, it give me change the how LBDI policy pay other things they getting a profit to us. So when we held that meeting and other things, that same one that they able to change, they were changed. Never saw it. You know the thing of the thing around the vision that activities are being said over and over in the institution. The institution, those who working with them, actually have fair. We are professional people and we have our degrees. We have other people who are working what we know to other people to us. If you see we request to say government should pay our money directly, that's the missing. You can be paying professional person one day instead of having a civil laughing. There was a just on how many days. And even last year, someone from that is scanning that is inciting other things. You know that here will bring serious for in the hospital and you're not going to handle the government himself. Because the president, the issue on the soil, they want to take out the answer, like the other people.
Okay, so the medical sector in this country now is now deeply troubled. Look, you solve the problem you got on your hands. You were elected to solve the problems of the Liberian people. Just stop playing politics. The health sector is getting rotten by the day. The last time, like I said, I'm not going to say more on this because we got other topics to talk about. We got other topics to discuss, rather. The last time, right here in Nigutal, Redemption Hospital, a woman gave birth. Also, it should not be happening in a country where the president promised us rescue. I mean, how many times must the thing? Y'all know book, man. Y'all educated. We ain't gotta be yelling on top of our voices every day to put common sense into some of the scores, appearing around here. Y'all ain't gotta be doing it. In a rescue government, somebody giving birth outside the hospital, the Redemption. The papa lost a daughter in Kakata, Alexa, to see a Rainy Hospital. He lost a daughter because they could not accept $10,000. They said 21,000. They may say I get 10,000. You'll be treating my child. Let me go look for the other money. They say, Papa, I think you're talking like you bring the other money, will not treat your child. And the lady passed off. She died. Look at what the other woman was crying January about her son, or her child rather. Medical doctors not on the scene to treat her child. At the end of the day, the child died. Now you think about all of the issues that the medical people in Margibi, in Bon Country rather. They almost said, "Oh, say $500." You will see the text message say you're paid at $500 when you go to a kind of warrant $68 there. They're flashing the people with fake salary. Then they send you $500 message. But I heard how to put in your account. But let me say that. Let's listen to the woman.
I followed that.
Yeah, but listen to her. Listen to her. Let me say that. I 419 behavior.
Like for me, I will receive $500 USD as my current balance. My envelope balance will be 168.
You see it? $570 USD as a current balance. What you receive in message when you go check your account. That 168. That's 419. Now everywhere the minute will lie. You lie until you won't lie to doctor or medical practitioner. Huh? Whether it is happening from the national level or the local level, the truth of the matter is no medical practitioner should receive their pay alert, and the pay alert be different from what is in their account. That's 419 behavior. And when she bad G and everything, at the end of the day, they put the money back in the system according to her. Look, this is troubling. When you do these things in the medical field, sometimes the doctors get vexed to walk away from the hospital. At the end result, these kind of things will happen. Now, although it has been reported that it was a private hospital that the lady was crying from and so, but private hospitals are under the supervision of the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Health. The Ministry of Health is with the statutory responsibility to provide supervision over all of the medical facilities and institutions in the country. So you cannot have a hospital running. In fact, all of these big referral hospitals, the private hospitals, should have the government of Liberia representatives stationed.
You have inspectors.
You have inspectors stationed. If Alexa built a hospital today and say that my hospital, I'm building in Todi. Alexa, when she will be in our B hospital, she should have a room in our hospital that will be specifically assigned to the Ministry of Health. Maybe we can call it supervisor or inspector. That person is a medical practitioner who will be there. Their job is to look at the quality of medical products coming to the hospital. Their job is to run through the personnel structure of the hospital. Their job is to just have an overall, oversight over whatever that will be done medically at that Alexa hospital. That's how responsible government can recognize. That's how the responsible government is supposed to act. But sorry about that. We're not going to talk more on it. We'll talk the topic in small. Then we open up the lines. During the course of the week, we'll have extensive conversation on all of these topics we're talking about. Again, today we were here. Chris Sapo, our staff, was downstairs with a couple of marketeers came to the radio station to express themselves, to express how dissatisfied they are with some of the actions being taken by the Liberian government. I want you to listen to the ladies. These are women who said they don't want to be Hopojo. They don't want to do Osholo. They don't want to do Watapoliting. They want to sell. They want to hustle. They want to put their hands to work. They want to be productive. They don't want to beg men. They don't want to survive on the pocket of men. They want to do their own personal business. And yet still our government will not allow these women to do their business in peace, my people. Our government will continue to torment these women, make their lives unbearable. I want you to take a time and listen. I want you to take a time and listen. Let me see whether I can find it. Where is this? I want you to take a time and listen. Listen to it.
All right, folks. Welcome to Freedom TV. Today we are here in conversation with some petty traders from Waterside, Black Street. Good morning to you. What is the situation on ground?
The situation is we saw a post from the government rest. They said they don't want nobody to sell on the street. This morning we went, we saw all of people putting their table down and we brought one of my kids outside. The people said we shouldn't sell.
Who pose your man?
The city police, they're running behind all. They say we shouldn't sell our money.
Where so? Where are you running?
Making to Aminata with them because they get all the migration already. So we shouldn't cross to go to Aminata. We cannot stay. We're standing across the road. So where the people on the side was going to say no street selling. So where the party boy and the other women on the side selling the slippers, then where we standing, they say we should move for them to run it down. That what
Other people sitting selling.
All people selling.
Other people selling. So that the reason why we come here today, for the government to mail the only thing whether we not sell it for the country or we not importing, or we not got no responsibility to.
So you saying they're lying other people to sell, and they're lying you to sell?
Yes.
For one, why?
We don't know. They say I should nobody must sell on the street, right? If they might be selling on the street or sister market, the thing that bring why they want Ella. They slap people to put a market down. They say, "Fashion case, they want to say we not get responsibility to." When they slap a case, they party for they get responsibility. We get our own responsibility. If they say no street selling, the money a lot. All of people that put market down to sell.
And right now, we all we got our responsibility. We got our children that depending on us. We got our mothers that depending on us. So in the business that we're doing is where we're looking paying our children's school fee. We have come this morning because we are very aggressive right now. You don't want to know that the government give up a 7 era to sell. But you
so wait, they stop it from selling. They where to go?
Yes, they stop us from selling. And other people are selling on the sidewalk. And which are
so they know that they give. They tell you say you pay money to sell certain area.
No.
They do it.
But they only choose between the 7 people that on the sidewalk who are table, who are and on the store that didn't want selling, and which of course they were not supposed to be there.
So they put that selling along the store. All of you are selling on the C street.
Yes. We all our market is our hands. But it almost like because maybe we see it in one of them and then walking up the time. So maybe that was God will say we should live on the street. Let us tell what they live on the sidewalk. And let just the people.
So they live that the people who selling say will move or that the police.
The city police. The government that we should leave. All right, so what we say is that they say we should leave. Let the sidewalk be clear. Let government for every one of us. So let justice be done for everyone.
Oh, okay.
You getting me?
Okay, I understand.
So other people will not be selling and they be monkey at us because we see it and we don't have to what to sell.
Okay.
Because they may want to understand they want no street selling. So meaning they're supposed to tell everybody will go say to nobody say they sell what people they're supposed to be there because they want for us to be on the street.
Okay. So on a daily basis, every single day in this country, the marketeers are complaining, and their complaints will not leave from city police people beating them, pushing them off the road, depriving them of their opportunity to sell, and so forth. Look, we are tired with all of the whole conversation. I mean, you see, sometimes we come here, and let me say this to our people. You see the radio station? We'll soon close it. Because you know what? We're tired. We're very, very tired. I've been clear with you. We're very, very tired. We're tired talking one thing over and over, and people they ain't won't understand nothing. We are tired. You not get job for the citizen in the country. Certain things don't do it as a government. You know how work for the children to do? You move them from all the motorway in the country. You restricted the motorway operation. You know how job for our marketeers in the place? You started beating and seizing their goods and depriving them of their opportunity to sell. Look at what the woman is explaining, Alexa. What the people are explaining? Chat today, what are you explaining? Now you're giving other people chance to sell, you're leaving other people, you're doing all All the things ain't come for, my people. You're suffering the country that because of your hunger too much in the country. That because of the government hunger getting too much in the country. Already the government ain't got job for people. Then you suppressing people who trying to make ends meet out of nowhere. These people then decided not to be able to do. Maybe you want, maybe that's why you want here. You hear me? They can choose not to be able to join in the country. They choose to put their hands to work and sell. You're not boy, you're not girls. Petty traders, they choose to sell. They choose not to beg. They choose not to do all show or something else. That bad people cheering do. To want to use their hands and make money for them, for them and the family. And every day you're running behind the people cheering and making life unbearable for them. What kind of better Moravia first place? No, what better Moravia that you can get people cheering chance to make their business? Look, other countries like Ivory Coast and other places, when Ajame was a problem, Ajame is a place in Abidjan, Alexa. When Ajame was a problem, the Ivorian government look at Ajame and say, you know what? We're cutting this whole part of the city and we're going to dedicate the whole place and turn it over and make it a business hub. Meaning anything you want to go, you go do it there. So you know what some people are doing? Some private offices that knew that they don't want to be in the kind of environment, they started moving. We already got Cinco. You can see people holding posts in their hand in Cinco, passing around selling ocean. No. Cinco is now growing into a real urban civilized area. They put it on the water side, Market Street. Let people be there. Let people be there. If the need be close Ashma Street and the other street, let that whole place be a business hub. Because you do not have job for the people in this country. You do not have job for them. You don't. You ain't got job for the people. They're trying to make life and you're fighting them. You remove the motorbike children with no opportunity. You have no opportunity for the motorbike children. You move them on the road. The young boys and girls, you got no job for them. You're depriving and you're spoiling their businesses. Then when the year comes to an end, you go to President Baka say you created 700,000 jobs. The same time you're fighting, you're running behind, you're beating them, and the time you won't clean to be part of your 700,000 job creation. What kind of thing is happening? You work out in the morning, you're looking for good news in the country, you can't find it. If somebody not crying because they die or the relative die because hospital people can take care of them, and the other person crying because they break their property without any proper justification. If it don't happen, they start putting out beat somebody and steal their goods. We can't keep running the country this way. We can't continue to have the country this way. Then over here, the government continue to lie to us every day. And let's say on Friday, while the both of us were on our weekend break. And I'm going to say this. On Friday, while we're on our weekend break, the government of Liberia said to go to break ground for the construction of what they call Justice. I think, I know how to say it. I'm going to say Justice, what kind of city? Yeah, the program for a justice complex. Yeah, I think I got it. Where fire service, Ministry of Justice, and other people will be, immigration service, everybody will be. Whether that's true, they're not true, I don't know. According to them, it will cost the government of Liberia $20 million. Guess what? The Minister of Justice said that the $20 million has been allocated in the thing. No, arrest agenda. How do you put money in? By the way, that process is not even allocation. We don't want to go into the details, but we're just leaving for that lawyer. So he may not have the financial stuff. He said the thing was placed in the arrest agenda instead of the budget. So they went to break ground for a project that is not in the budget. The project had no funding line, meaning there is nowhere in any of our financial instruments in this country that you can identify to say line 6, Justice Complex, not a single one. But the people told President Baka to go there and break ground for a project that ain't got sponsor. The project ain't got sponsor, the project ain't got money. But when they go ask to say, the project is in the IRS agenda. How? IRS agenda is not our national budget. You know how many things were in the agenda for transformation under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf? There were several things in the agenda for transformation. Ellen did not break ground for those things because she didn't have the money, she didn't have the commitment, she didn't have any financial tool. You know how many things were in the proper agenda for development and prosperity? The proper agenda for development and prosperity, for example, have plenty of projects. Some of the project President Weah could not break ground for the project because there were no lines identified to fund the project through and so forth, so they could not break ground for it. How you go tell President Baka to break ground for a project that is not having any, how you call the thing, any line item in the budget? Come and listen to the Minister of Justice. Yeah, I will forward to you the Ministry of Justice rebuttal that they made after the Justice Minister finished talking. Say we pull the project in the IRS agenda. You can put project in IRS agenda, or you can put it in the budget. The agenda is the government own personal plan. The government policy issues on health, on judicial, what would do that. That from the surface, the actual work is done through the budget. So when you get 2026 budget, you say on the health 2026 budget, we put Katimu Baka Hospital there. Under education, we put Joseph Baka University there. That the budget can tell you exactly, the budget is the manifestation of the agenda. How will you go break ground for something not in agenda, but not in the budget? Come on, listen to it. Listen to the Minister of Justice. Listen to the Minister of Justice.
The government has demonstrated its commitment by placing 20 million United States dollars towards this project in the IRS agenda.
What you call mistake? The man was honest. The government will place $20 million in the IRS agenda. How will you place $20 million in the IRS agenda? Let's say these are both people. Let's be serious. Listen,
The government has demonstrated its commitment by placing 20 million United States dollars towards this project in the IRS agenda. This is a very significant investment.
Can you imagine? No, how is this thing sounding to you, Alexa?
That doesn't sound right.
No, how is it sounding to you? The government plays.
Why wouldn't the government place it in the budget?
Hey, listen, I come say the letter. Hold on, I come say the letter. Let's all read the letter. Since when we started placing 20 million in agendas, we can place money in agenda? No. The ideas are placed in the agenda. Then you find the money, the source of funding, the implementing firm, the implementing partners, the duration of for the execution, everything you can place it now in the budget. How will you put $20 million in the agenda? Wait, the United Party, what do they really see us to be in this country? That we know anything, right? That you work out, you say you place $20 million in the IRS agenda. You can place $20 million in the IRS agenda. And that's how they got rebutted there.
Is it from the Ministry of Justice?
Yeah, Ministry of Justice. Check it out. It was signed by Judy Nicoli, the spokesperson.
Institutional capacity. The government has demonstrated its commitment by placing 20 million United States dollars towards this project in the IRS agenda.
In the IRS agenda? Placing $20 million towards the project in the IRS agenda. The current budget we have, there is no $20 million there for that project. The last budget year, there was no $20 million. We cannot talk about 2027 budget because we are not in 2027. Where is the $20 million? He did not say the government will place. Hello? He did not say the government will place. This is what he said.
The government has demonstrated its commitment by placing 20 million United States dollars.
By placing 20 million United States dollars, I mean the government finished placing it there. By placing, demonstrated its commitment by placing $20 million. Our budget, there is no $20 million there for Justice Ministry project. There is no $20 million in the budget for Justice Ministry project. Where in the budget can we find it? So because the Minister of Justice knew directly that statement was not, well thought of, so he did not say the budget. He said the IRS agenda. IRS agenda, the budget, no? Read the letter what he wrote. Read the press release from the Ministry of Justice.
So this is from the Ministry of Justice, and
both people government.
And it says the Ministry of Justice wishes to clarify recent public concerns regarding claims that 20 million United States dollars has been allocated in the national budget for the construction of the Justice Complex. The ministry informs.
Which is to clarify.
Yeah, which is to clarify. The ministry informs the public that no such allocation has been approved or captured in the current national budget as claimed.
Okay, as claimed by who?
But the same
Minister of Justice.
Rather, the government of Liberia has demonstrated its commitment to the Justice Complex by identifying the project as a priority under the arrest agenda, where an indicative amount of US 20 million has been placed to signal government intent.
Place where?
And in the arrest agenda.
This is pure nonsense, Alexa. It doesn't make sense. What are they clarifying?
This inclusion under the arrest agenda reflects
all that won't make sense.
The government's strategic
commitment
all
to
that
strengthening
the justice sector.
Let me say this to people. I know what when people enter government they can change. Father Oswald Toye is a very respectable United Methodist, man. We've been knowing him very well. You've young other days in Monserrado, the Mora district, and all. St. Paul district, everywhere. Why would people enter government to change?
Did you not listen to the song Freedom Fighter that we usually play when we live in?
Why would people enter government to change? What the letter say to clarify what they call concerns? We were sitting to our houses.
But the public did not make any statement.
We didn't make any statement
regarding that.
We were sitting to our houses. Now you are the one say
exactly.
You Minister of Justice, you said that your government already demonstrated her commitment
by placing
$20 million in the IRS agenda.
If there were prior speculations, so
my take is
the speculations will render a clarity from the ministry, but now
let's look at the common sense in it. Why will you go and take the president to break ground for a project that according to the letter, they said there is no such allocation in the national budget, right?
Right.
So why did you take the president of Liberia to go break ground for a project ain't got no allocation in the budget?
Justice Complex.
No appropriation, rather. You got no appropriation for that Justice Complex within the budget. You didn't make appropriation for it, and so there can be no allotment made. You want to make allotment when there are appropriation. That's the clarity we want to provide first. So you did not make appropriation in any of the budgets, but you took the Liberian president. And you know why they did that? They did that intentionally, thinking that when the government announced that they come and build Justice Complex, then it will make us forget about it. They think more Ali was talking.
They are gainfully employed. But when you ask them, are you employed? They tell you no. Those who own keke, they are riding. They are gainfully employed. The people who sit on the street to shine shoes, they are employed. The people who go to local, like all of those who ride motorbikes, they are gainfully employed. But when you ask them, are you employed? They tell you no.
The part of people appear to be very smart, but they're not smart. You know why they are not smart anymore? Because Liberians are getting better. Liberians are no longer falling for their tricky, fake, attitude. You know, hear that way back, tricky, fake. The guys thought by introducing the Justice Complex project will make Liberians forget about more Ali who say the young boy there, they can get rather than the mobile people there that job created the job. They think. Yeah, the mental who got to send one agent to the radio station.
Like all of those who ride motorbikes, they are gainfully employed. But when you ask them, are you employed? They tell you no. Those who own keke, they are riding. They are gainfully employed. The people who sit on the street to shine shoes. They are employed. The people who go to local. Like,
so these men lie about jobs. And listen, they gotta lie about jobs that they created for the Liberian people. Why we were beating on them and criticizing them, for lying about jobs that they did not create. And because Mo Ali came to justify the job they created with motorway, people riding motorway, and they could now hold water. They say, okay, you know what? See the men putting pressure on her because of the lie where we tell. Let's find something else to introduce, and that whole news now will bury the whole la news that we tell during the Sona. So in their attempt to sway the minds of the Liberians and divert our attention from the la thing they say in the Sona, the solar rather, it is no longer Sona, it is solar. State of lie affairs instead of state of nation affairs. It begins state of lie affairs. So because they wanted to divert us from the solar in January, so they said, let's go carry the puppet, let me break ground for justice complex. And the whole country will be talking justice complex. Although they did not make any appropriation for the justice complex in the budget. And since there was no appropriation, there can never be allotment for said project. There is no blueprint for that project. There is nothing about that project that exists.
So how do they really get the president to go ahead and just be present?
Now the thing I had
I don't understand.
Is the president that less basic, my people?
Like you just get the
you work on you tell the president again, you go break ground
without any clear understanding.
The project no appropriation in the budget for it. Nothing. They made himself. Nobody forced the Pape also to it. Nobody forced him. Listen to him.
The government has demonstrated its commitment by placing $20 million United States dollars towards this project in the arrest agenda.
So why did the ministry now do a statement to clarify?
The government has placed $20 million in the budget. You go back for your letter because we need a letter again. The government has placed $20 million in the arrest agenda. Okay, you place $20 million in the arrest agenda with the intention that the arrest agenda, what you already passed ever since. The arrest agenda was launched, right?
Of course it was.
Yeah.
It was.
So you say, okay, so since it was launched, you say, okay, let's attach $20 million as the anticipated figure we want to use to build the justice complex. Granted, which is fine. But that can only come to fruition when that idea from the arrest agenda leaves the arrest agenda folder and form part of the draft national budget, which will be submitted to the legislature for enactment. If the lawmakers decide to act on the budget, the draft budget submitted, it becomes law. So once it is placed in the budget, maybe 2026 budget, it is placed there to build the justice, how you call it, please? How do you call it? Complex?
Yeah, justice complex.
Yeah. So once you put it in the budget, it is approved to build the justice complex. Then you can go to the mansion now and grab the old paper, put it in the sun, get in the shower, put some sand there, and then you say that break ground. But you not do any of it. Nothing you did. You just grab the old man from the mansion and you say, I go break ground for justice complex. Why? Because we get intention to build it. This is the highest level of deception we've seen in this country. The project is not forced. You not get project. Wait until you complete one, and you can post about it. To think that you want for one project to lie, to take our money. No, we are still thinking about where more Ali got his data.
All of those who ride motorbike, they are gainfully employed. But when you ask them, are you employed? They tell you no. Those who own keke, they are riding. They are gainfully employed. The people who sit on the street to shine shoes, they are employed. The people who go to local, like all of those who ride motorbikes, they are gainfully employed.
How you expect all to forget about the news because of justice complex?
Like you want to provide a substitute, and this is not doing the work.
But how do you go to take the president from a building, from the mansion, then you bring it in the sun, then you say, Papa, let's break ground. What are you breaking ground for? The justice complex what we won't build. Where the money is? We think about it. How much we won't spend? We think about spending $20 million. But you get budget. You're thinking about it. The justice minister said he made a commitment. The government has committed herself to implementing the right. But you prepare budget 3 months ago. You didn't put it there. So how were you? How did you go about prioritizing it when you did not place it in the budget? The instrument through which government policies and programs are directly implemented is the national budget. The national budget. Government can have all of our strategic plan, national development plan, all of those plans, those different strategic national development plan, whatever. When those plans are not reduced and turned out through the national budget, it means the government operating on a BM perspective. Except Oswald Toy and the rest of the people want to tell us, say, they can spend $419 money what they'll use to build the justice complex like the way they are building the $10 million project in Foya. Except they want to tell us, then no problem. Then we'll just agree, we'll just build a consensus that our government is a 419 government. They can build anything anywhere without budgetary appropriation and allocation. That's what we can agree. But if it is the government that we are aware of that's supposed to go through budgetary appropriations, allotments, procurement processes being carried out by the proper entities like PPCC and other people, all the processes done, bidding done, contracts awarded. If that is how it should be, then you have no business carrying the old man in the sun to go break ground for nothing. Because what you did to him was to build Castro in the air. You go break ground for justice complex. You yourself announce it. Then you turn around and say, the Minister of Justice clarified that at no point in time the Justice Minister said in the budget. Yeah, that's true. You didn't say in the budget. We said in our agenda.
But it was the same minister who spoke. So why is the minister now clarifying?
So because they understood that once it says it's in the area agenda, it means the project a fiasco, that's zero. Government got the ability to build it. $20 million are nothing for the government, right? But once it is not there at that moment, there should be no reason why you won't talk about it. Okay, yeah, you can talk about it. Say, oh, you can talk about it. Or we get plan to build justice complex. And you know that good thing. But to break ground, you know what I mean when it's supposed to be breaking ground? I mean, you already got the money for the black. You got money for the same. You got money to start. Oh, you go break ground. Then you wait now. The next budget year, then you put it in the budget. Then people start debating. What are the 20 million okay or not okay? They will add it to 25 million or they will reduce it to 50 million. When it is approved, then you got to start doing what? You got to start doing public procurement process. PPCC got to start soliciting, bid from potential individual who want to do the construction, the bid evaluation process, all the processes will start. So when you are done with all the processes, it is the winner of the bid evaluation process. LSA company apply to build a complex. Austin company apply. Abu company apply. Heka company apply. All the companies apply. So PPCC will look it up and say, okay, you know what? Or whatever panel that they will set up, will look at it and say, Heka company is the winner of the bid. Huh? So Heka Construction will build it. You understand it? So Heka Construction Company will build it. So it is the design that will be done by Heka firm. Limited or liability, whatever. It is that designer you will take to the project site. Elisa, you post some on the bulletin board. Then you break ground. Then you break. Yeah. How could the minister the educated to know both and they just stop in the country that day? You forced to lie? You forced to impress us in this country? You don't need to lie. You lied during the campaign. Okay, we want truth from you these days. The government lied to us during the campaign. We agree. We accept it. But you're already in power. Don't lie to her again. Tell her the truth. How you gonna make big more? You made it, probably take us in, and so when you put it in the budget, now you're carrying back, go break ground for it again. That is, you're carrying back to go break ground for it. No, man, y'all gotta be serious. No, y'all gotta be serious. Y'all gotta be serious. But Ellison, are you ready, Leto?
So I think I'm going to go back a little bit. I don't want to say they keep using Mr. President or they keep fooling him. And I don't want to say because Mr. President is independent. I'm sure Mr. President knows whatever that happens in this country as per his years of experience. And as per what he told us, that this country would not be, governed from maybe a second person's angle. It is directly from the president, president's office, and obviously the people who are to work in the interest or at the will and pleasure of the president. So President Buakai, I'm sure he knows everything that happens. That's one statement. But I would like to go back a little bit. I think these people keep playing in our faces as Liberians. And I'm saying this to me, a lot has come to this country and a lot has gone back based on these same things about not being clear in terms of the direction that they're going with some of these different developmental, news or whatever it is. It is not a bad thing to want to do something new in the country. It is not a bad thing to want to, initiate a new project. It is a good thing because I know it is about Liberia, so it is going to stay here. And after years, maybe governments to come will still have to use whatever that will be initiated. At the end of the day, you have to avoid wanting to prove points to the public. This is not campaign. This is not election. No. We had a whole electioneering period, 2023. We had like a couple of weeks for campaign and all that. So a lot was said. And that was the moment you had to sell your platform to Liberians. That was the moment you had to actually tell Liberians why you should be, the choice. And fortunately for you, Liberians went your way. So you were voted, you won the election, and you became president of this country. You appointed ministers, directors, and a lot of other people who are now working in this government, home and abroad. But I'm saying this to me, you don't need to prove points to us. All you need to do is govern with accountability, govern with clarity, and with the utmost love for countries and the people's interest. The utmost love for country and the people's interest. That's why you were chosen. That's why you were elected. You were elected because you talked about change. Okay? So, except you want to tell us that most of the things you said or the things you said when you campaigned, those were all lies or those were all fabricated, statements to be able to have Liberians to go your way. We had similar things with the buses. I always like to reference the buses because Liberians were happy when you guys made a statement that, of course, you're bringing some buses to the country. And I remember on this very platform, Oliver and I had a whole show about it. It was funny, it was serious when the guy from Ghana had taken to his platform calling Liberians thieves. In other words, that the Ayalolo buses were taken from the country or were stolen. However, it was said the buses came to this country. You had a whole exhibition. There were pictures, there were videos. And after that, the buses were taken back with no clarity again. That is, you gave Liberians hope. And after that, their hopes were crushed to the ground. Quite recently, we talked about the yellow machines, a saga, that the machines that were brought in the country, 35 of them, by the way, instead of 285 Earth movie equipment, 35 of them were brought in this country. Mama Kability from the Ministry of State marched along with some officials of government. Liberians were again happy. And after that, recently you had a news story talking about the machines will be taken back and we're negotiating for something else that will be brought in the country. When you have created in the minds of Liberians high expectations, and then you continue to break their bones, you continue to crush their dreams, their hopes, people would not believe you, would not be trusted. So now whenever you have Liberians and you have these platforms questioning you as the government of today, it is based on your actions. It is based on the things you continue to say to Liberians, whether they're lies, whether they're edited truth, your fabricated stories. It is up to you to clarify. FOIA, Lofa County, 10 million United States dollars project, Minor River or whatever it is called. It is called one meaning it has a different information, next meaning nothing. until someone else who is, you know, Philbert Brown had a whole story about it, which is yet to still be clear because he just said a piece and the president said another piece and the different, you know, government officials said their own piece individually and there's no understanding. And now we're back to this justice complex. How do you get up in the morning? You decide today we're going to do this because we want to hype Liberians. We want Liberians to believe that we're working. You don't need to force that in our faces. No. When the government works, the people see. When the government works, the people see. You don't need to like just put that on us so much that the government is working like today you broke ground for the justice complex. Now you broke ground. So what happened after that? The Minister of Justice made a statement there. Oliver just played the audio, and I read another release from the same Ministry of Justice, you know, signed by Macaulay, clarifying that, you know, the Justice Minister, or maybe the statement that was made about $20 million, what they were like, has been allocated in the national budget for like, what is that? What is that? How do you expect people to understand these things? Because every government has an agenda. President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf had a different agenda, and that was more like a poverty reduction strategy thing. President George Manuel Weah had an agenda, the proper agenda for prosperity and development. Everybody knows about that. The government of Mr. Boakai has an agenda, the arrest agenda. So every government has an agenda. Your two predecessors, we talked about it, and now you have yours. So for me, I want to understand, how do we talk about you have 20 million US dollars that has been placed in the arrest this crazy agenda for the justice complex, and then you are disregarding the budget, the national budget. So how is it going to work out? How is it going to work out? There are times you want to do something that's really good for the country, but the ways you go about it, it backfires. So like the yellow machine, like the Nicotech scholarship, like the buses, and you know, the $10 million villa or whatever it is called. Now justice complex. So how do you really clarify this when you have people who boast of being competent, being experienced, sophisticated, and educated? It doesn't just come in words. No, it doesn't just come in the beautiful speeches. It comes in your action. So we want to see the things we keep talking about. We want to see the sophistication. We want to see the education. We want to see, you know, the experience that we continue to talk about, or that you continue to talk about, that, hey, we are a responsible government. That's exactly what we want to see. Liberians are out there going through a whole lot. Liberians are out there crying on the daily basis about this is happening, that is happening in different sectors, from health. Now you have these young women who, you know, just told one of our you know, family members here at Freedom Radio Liberia Craze about what's happening. And you also have some people sit down, they're experiencing another thing again. I'm sure we're going to talk about that, not today, probably tomorrow. But all these things are happening. And then you're trying to find another story to cover up the thing about 70,000 jobs being created. Is that not wickedness? Because if something is, you don't have to prove that it is. People will see, especially things that are not spiritual. This government is not running a spiritual government. No, the president is not governing a spiritual government. No, a spiritual country. No. Everything that happens in this country is quite physical to some extent. maybe the projects, these things are physical, the roads, we see them. We see them. So why then do we have to keep running in circles again? It doesn't make any sense for the Minister of Justice to have made a statement he made. I'm not sure he was coerced. No, nobody forced him. He was clear. He sounded way more relaxed. And he talked about it, the 20 million. He talked about it. After that, I'm sure people raised some concerns, and now you have a press statement or a press release out clarifying. The Ministry of Justice clarifies reports on justice complex funding. Like, what was there any speculation? Because if you have a speculation, then now you're saying we want to clarify things or in the public or people are speculating. But no, there was no speculation. People started to probably ask questions. People probably started to be concerned when they listened to the minister speak and when they saw the president, there present, breaking ground for a justice complex. So people were concerned because this is not usually how it happens, where you have money placed in a particular agenda's a budget when it should be placed in the national budget of the government or the country, if we're going to say it that way. People started to ask questions, and you get back to us, you're saying, hey, we want to clarify, reports on this. That came from the same Ministry of Justice. And this release that clarified whatever also came back from the same Ministry of Justice. So all I'm saying, or I'm just pointing out is the time. I don't want to say this because this is probably the third year, 2024, 2025, 2026. The president just delivered the State of the Nation just this year already. So we're in year three. So we are not to be telling you how to go about these simple things. Because at about this point, these mistakes, or I don't know if they're mistakes, these things should not be happening because you would have already gotten used to governing this country. You would have already gotten used to how to do the things you were to do, the things to say and what not to say. That this is not the moment of first impression. No, that time has already passed. So this is not the moment to impress Liberians. No, whatever you do, you're doing that as the government of the day. You're not doing that like you're just saying us. The Liberians are just saying you and you're just saying us. So obviously you want to impress us so we can be like, hey, we're moved by this. No, that time is over. We're no longer there. The time you had impressed us, that was during the campaign, the elections.
Okay.
Elections are over. You were given an opportunity to govern this country because you promised this country. So, Mr. President, I don't want to say you don't know anything about it. That's what I said from the beginning. I'm sure you know what's going on, because if I'm going to say you know nothing about it, means you're not running the country, and I don't want to sound that way. I know you're running this country. So everything that happens, you are knowledgeable. So were you aware? The scene where the people say you didn't know about the thing that happened for you, and they don't owe you brought it up. You don't tell opening this in any time. From gentleman's agreement to Mano River, and now not Mano River, but it is the government's stuff, and oh my God, and now we're here. So, Mr. President, I know you know. But my question to you is, were you aware that this 20 million that is being talked about, according to the Minister of Justice, has been placed in the budget of the IRS agenda? Was that what you were told? Or were you told that it is in the budget when we know it is not in the national budget? So we need to be serious. Like, Liberians are already going through a whole lot from LEC, and then people are not to do what they're to do to give the money. And Mo Ali also telling us that Liberians are gainfully employed, people who are selling, and now the girls or the women are saying no, they're saying we should not be there. So I don't even know where we are. I don't know what's really happening in this country now, because someone is going to say one thing from the rescue mission, and then you have someone else who says something. Then you have rescue number one, the president, also is going to say something else. So I think this is the point where collaboration is key. I should not be telling you this, but collaboration is key. So if you want to do something, have a clear message and do not mess it up with different narratives. because of different narratives. Our yellow machine, you're giving anybody all on there. Already saw that, right? So it's actually crazy, and that's not something we want. We are very serious country, and we should not be treated like we're jokesters in this country. We're not jokesters at all.
So listen, we're about to go to the lines and to take your calls so that all of us can add our voices to what is happening in the country. The bottom line is nobody should lose their child at such a very tender age only because nurses are unable to cater to the kid. The medical workers in our country are beginning to complain. They are not supposed to complain because this is the government. They voted. I remember these medical people leaving hospitals during the campaign. They were singing, "You harmonize my salary, I harmonize your vote." They did all of that for President Bouaka to come to power. Today, these medical practitioners are protesting every day for their salary, protesting every day for their working condition.
Since 2024, we have been a very long and rocky journey. We are also here to see the people. They are the legitimate owner of the resources that the government uses to pay people.
So you think how long this movement will go for? This protest will go for?
The reason we also here, we want to let the public know that we have been out of facility since January 15, 2026. For people who in the Ministry of Health are making it look like a secret, they are making it look like a political game. They keep covering up.
So you have not been working.
We have not been working.
Okay, so those of you who were saying the lady who are crying our politics, here is the video. The medical doctors are saying they have been out of hospital. Most of them, they have been neglecting their job since January 15 because they are not satisfied with some of the things the government's supposed to do for them.
Resources that the government uses to pay people.
So you think how long this movement will go for? This protest will go for?
The reason we also here, we want to let the public know that we have been out of facility since January 15, 2026.
Since January 15, 2026, the doctor said they have been outside of major hospitals. So it's possible they were also outside of, the hospital get a problem. Outside of major hospitals. One small doctor not even sort of get problem in the rescue government. Because the doctor then came from the hospitals in Bon County. They came on the road to sing song against President Weah. You harmonize my salary, I harmonize your vote. They did that. So we didn't expect for a single doctor to cry in the country under Joe Bouaka. We don't expect it. They go Friday, they were at the Ministry of Health in Congo Town protesting.
For people who in the Ministry of Health are making it look like a secret, they are making it look like a political game. They keep covering up.
So you have not been working.
We have not been working since the 50s. 7 counties now, have been deprived of surgical services because.
Can you imagine? The message since the 57 counties in the country, doctors have not been performing operation, except when the men have on the call, they go do it quietly. But they have all reached a decision of 7 counties for them not to be performing operation. The citizens come and suffer. The government did not promise bad working conditions for the health workers. In fact, that's why the health workers left the hospitals and came outside in Bon County under the instruction of Primo and other people to be thinking, you have my salary, I have your vote. So how come out of the sudden, the same government, the beautiful government where you voted for, they are leaving hospital? Look at it in the mayor speaking. Over 7 counties that left hospital, they have not been working election.
Making it look like a political game. They keep covering up.
So you have not been working.
We have not been working since the 50s. 7 counties now, 7 counties have been deprived of the surgical services because of our absence. Code net and actually in Grenville, Subway, not going on in Grenville. Lopa County, Lopa have 4 facilities. We have Boima, Silahu, or the hospital in Zozo, and Telewidow Hospital. No surgery then performed in Lopa. Sano County, no surgery then performed. River G, no surgery. River C, no surgery. Patients are being referred for pregnant women, not only patients, but pregnant women who need C-section, emergency C-section. They are being referred from Sano or ambulance to JFK. Go to JFK.
Can you imagine?
So Liberians are going to die, unfortunately.
Can you imagine? The surgical people are protesting. The guy said since January 15, and he said 7 counties. The man just listed out of the counties.
And now we're in February.
They gone Friday, and that's why we're on our break. They were at the Ministry of Health protesting. They started parading from the ELW hospital to the Ministry of Health. They called me. We sent journalists to that protest. They called me. I went there. We sent our people there rather. 7 hospitals. You heard what the man said? They're not performing surgery in Grand Crew, Robert G, other places. They were protesting at the ministry. He said the health minister was hiding it. Another lie. Lying to the people. Since January 15, when did Joe Biden go to address the country? You know, after January 15, he reported that everything was cool about health. He didn't report that 7 counties were not doing surgery there again. He didn't report that. He didn't tell the people. They told the people that health issues were okay in the country. Everything was good. Yeah, the data there. These guys are the doctors that can do surgery. When you get home, that they can move it. When your woman get be better, she can deliver, you know, you want to do operation, that they can do it. A small knot in your throat, they won't take it out there. You know, you get small fiber in your stomach, that the operation man that they don't want to do the operation. 7 counties. 7 counties. The man said it. The people got operation needs, they gotta leave the local county in ambulances and come to Monrovia JFK. This is how terrible the health sector is becoming under Joe Biden as a president. And my people, they hide it from you, they not want to tell you. You know my voice, and not a lesser voice. This is a medical man, a surgical operation specialist. Let me explain. Right behind the Ministry of Health. Right behind the Ministry of Health. And let's just show it to our people. 1 minute, they will go take calls.
7 counties now, they have been 7 counties have been deprived of the surgical services.
Yeah.
Because of our absence. All the cannot tell in Grand Crew, surgery not going on in Grand Crew. Mopa County, we have 4 facilities. Kuya Boima, Ulang, or the hospital in Zozo, and Telewilliam Hospital. No surgery than performed in Europa. Sano County, no surgery than performed. We will no surgery. We will say no surgery. Patients are being referred for pregnant women, not only patients, but pregnant women who need CT section, emergency CT section. They are being referred from Sano or Asen. All the cannot tell in Grand Crew, surgery not going on in Grand Crew. Mopa County, we have 4 facilities. Kuya Boima, Ulang, or the hospital in Zozo, and Telewilliam Hospital. No surgery than performed in Europa. Sano County, no surgery than performed. We will do no surgery. We will say no surgery. Patients are being referred for pregnant women, not only patients, but pregnant women who need CT section, emergency CT section. They are being referred from Sano or ambulance to JFK. Go to JFK.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Kuya Boima, Ulang, or the hospital in Telewilliam Hospital. No surgery than performed in Europa. Sano County, no surgery than performed. We will do no surgery. We will say no surgery. Patients are being referred for pregnant women, not only patients, but pregnant women who need CT section, emergency CT section. They are being referred from Sano or ambulance to JFK. Go to JFK.
Okay, there you have it. In the midst of all of these things, your government came to break ground for 0 project. No budget for the project, but a good break ground for it. Then the justice minister come out and say, I want to clarify. What are you clarifying? That power you get. You do what you're supposed to do, or you're sublime. 086 500 104 0776 104 104. These are all introductory, videos we are playing. During the course of the week, we'll play you a whole lot, about the things going on in this country. But it is very sad. It is very, 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 very sad. Let's go to the lines and talk to some of you, our callers. 086 500 104 0776 104 104 are odd numbers to join the conversation here on 87.9.
For them before Ramstar for Liberia, on the second to interior Ramstar, they keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Okay, so let's go and talk to you. Any topic that catch your mind, talk about it. Let's talk to the first person. Hello, go ahead. 1 minute. Hello. Okay, we missed out on this person. Let's talk to this one. Hello, how are you? Please leave your radio. We're good. Let's hear you.
All right, my big funny my foyer is you say Joseph was out online and he breaking ground everywhere, right? We're all in.
Everywhere.
So I want to know that they buy your break for 6 years.
Get up on the line, man. Get up on the line.
Did you listen?
Get up on the line. You listen to her or you just can't jump here. Let her get up on the line. Let her move in from the This person, hello, how are you? Please leave your radio, my brother. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Morris September from Crown Hill.
Crown Hill, go ahead, Maurice. Let's hear you, my brother.
My brother, you know, these are some of the issues that we keep telling people. Now, I come to our emergency sector. For example, I said, just what we send it to me. I took my son to somewhere around the second. They have a feeling there. Can you imagine when you admitted a guy, the guy was on a drink? You put a jail back to the cell with some other patient. What is he to do to take my guy and lay on the floor? There was another one. I have been starting a period. I have to move on them. Later on, they appointed guy and the guy with me. So, as a clear indication like this, what we thinking about here? We say all the other things for the on the line of development aspect. If you start taking something different would happen.
You heard the surgical operators, what they were saying? 7 counter people not doing surgery that you heard it?
My brother, you know, I did the right and opposite Road Garden Plaza. This morning, I'm surprised to see I couldn't even go. So it's okay. I mean, the guy, what he's saying here is true. It is that people, I mean, the guy advancing that push you in the road.
You see that? You see that?
It's a medical condition that the person or not.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my dear brother. Let's leave you right there and talk to Man CC. Go ahead, ma'am. Let's hear you.
Yeah, okay, how you doing, man?
We are great, ma'am. Let's hear you quickly.
Say hi to Alexa. You know the funny part, but we see what they get to give to me. So we can't go on stage. But it's real
So the issue, go ahead. The other woman said we lying, Joe Baga can lie. Now we don't want to say it. Now we don't want to say it.
Yeah, you want to be there, boy. You're great. I said, yeah. I want to get out of the English. People are crying, asking for them. They play politics. I know, hey, they put food there. I know, Mato, Moto, I Mose, Rest, so I know,
Mato Murray, to help minister now. And operation people leaving hospitals now. 7 countries, they can do operation. They got to bring all the patients, Mario.
Mato Murray, I was taking in the street. And if you come and tell we are saying, I'm not going to your boat. Where's Mato now today? You cannot be fine anywhere. No, she's here. Some making her good money and she dump that will use them one day. One free using them, they have done that. They will get good salary for them. Two, they will get good salary. Then they will take it some. Then we are going to let when he let the state. You brought worker to us. We show you let's see what I'm for credit speaking. This one opportunity, one flying car, you say no. I'm still lying to me. And that's how the post to say what be over. Want to count it. One of bunker the post want to do anything. We can't decide about bunker. They always know. They lie to all you have for outside. So you want out of the picture, but not going back in the picture. You want against it. When you see your child, okay. I got no faith to put in it and that's it. Get them go to hell. They will come on the young women that go one step in low faster they will get away and say come fast.
Okay. Thank you.
They will put they at the hospital, and grab in front of the door. Only baby at the door, we told them. Well, they are seditious. I started for the one that we look for it. You say election or get what I election, you say what I want election. Right? People pay for the salary, nothing. Go one salary.
Thank you.
Now the letter going up and up. Okay, what's going on? I come with 10 lessons, say, go up. So the other day going up. They will up, so they will up. They get for it, so they will go up. Because there is also a government.
Thank you.
You say that's the government money. If it doesn't have you know, what about 20 about 12? You move now. Here one. That's why on the everything on it. So then you say you bought back out of power. After you say you talk about you. That's the power.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
But you were still on a point. Let your wound down. You're down at the hospital. You're local. Hey.
We leave you right there, man. Let's talk to the international caller. Go ahead. 1 minute. Let's hear you. How are you?
Hey, good evening, KOK, and good evening to Eliza.
Good evening.
KOK, you know what happened? The first lady that called, KOK, if you have called that lady, let's put our hospitality.
No, I'm not going to waste my time on her. She sat there. The Johnson minister said there was no allocation, no appropriation in budget. Yeah, he himself said it. Then she said we said it.
The woman said. The woman sat down outside the radio and listen English, listen to voices, listen to people speaking, listen to Eliza reading a letter from the Minister of Justice.
The Justice Minister himself,
on the radio.
He himself explaining. And she turned around and can't wear green t-shirt to talk to the guy. You think I will keep her on?
Yeah.
I'll call her off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what on the radio to talk something that is different. You know how you see how our country is being dragged? Because of some people sit down with the mindset that I'm a party, that everything that happening wrong, we shouldn't speak about it.
She said on that. She is sitting down there. 7 counties. The people not performing surgery. 7 counties. They're not performing surgery. Can you imagine?
So hear me. Yeah. If you okay the people from one county in the health center. Okay, well, these are the people that Martin Morris moved around and brought out on the street.
Oh yeah. They were the same people. The same people.
These were the people. They were from parliament, they were not for government.
Yep.
But for the time when Madam that's it.
That is, Madam Murray, she's not looking in their way again.
No way.
Thank you.
Let me tell you something. There is nothing. Let me just conclude on this, okay? There is nothing that this government got to prove. Then what they got to do is to work for the Liberian people. All they have to do. So going to break down, going to do this, just stuff. All we need to work on. We all want development for Nigeria. Building a historical complex. I mean, just a complex would be good, a good development for Nigeria, but do it in a way that will sound right. To grab this old man who will have to ask someone to tell the audience to sit down before he can start.
Thank you. We leave you right there. Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you? How you doing?
Hey, this is Joseph calling from New York.
New York,
my
Joseph.
brother, this is not true. Yeah, this is not strange. You people saying that, hey, you're breaking ground, hey, where there is no money, and then you're lying that money was allocated. And now you're coming back. Who make that information available to the Liberian people? It was you. So who you wanted to say, well, there is some like a Roman square somewhere? You are the same people that misinform the Liberian people. When you look around, KOK or LSA, all other places they broke, making people homeless.
Yeah.
What are they doing there?
Making people suffer.
Are they breaking things? Yeah, the place? No. They just break it down and leave it and walk away. Go to the next place. It's like the targeting people. Maybe I would say, maybe during the election they didn't win in this particular, situation. They say, let's go there and create havoc from them. We didn't come here to make the people poor and homeless, man. These were the same people that give you power. Today you pay against them. Come on, man. And this is the thing we're talking about. The person is not rational. That grammar degree the man got that high your eye. It's like, let me tell you. Like, we all reacted there. When you for somebody is before and go through education, your mind is already there because you know the person will not correct before.
Thank you.
A lot of them are here today in the higher level. But we had to go through it. Just unfortunately, people got to go through this.
Thank you very much. We leave you right there. We'll talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you?
All right, how are you, my brother?
We're great, my brother.
Let me say hello to say Eliza. The official spokesperson for the Liberian Civil Rights Movement, Jerry Fakawe, the Liberian people gave President Baga power and got getting social benefit. On the opposite side, the Liberian people, they are hurt too much. Most Liberian people and Baga, I think that's why getting put on himself and going on generation, and this is the wrong thing. This is why we are advancing to do the right thing. You get the put in power, then you head there. This is what President Baga is doing. Bringing poor home or kind of don't pay any tonight. In reality, police want to pay yet. If you don't pay yet, kind of want to protest. You are paying the woman voice from the health sector. You don't do the President Baga. You don't tell yourself and we're not doing well. You put the I'm a vote. And that's why people put that for you. Their church benefit. They want anything for you. They want your money. When you want the money, they're working for pay their aid. And you have to have people taking up on the street, having money from people who are selling up on the street or in the market. Why are people selling and people not selling? Why are you doing this? And there's a wrong with our country, but the body got to stop.
Thank you.
People will stop.
Thank you. Thank you. We leave you right there. We'll talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute, no time. Let's hear you.
Good evening, KOK. Good evening, Princess, and good evening to I will like Prince why you tune at this time.
Go ahead. God's help. Let's hear you. No time.
Yeah, thanks for the record, for the recognition. You know, the lady who called earlier, I know that she's an elderly person from the way she spoke. And she must bear with this, that in 1988, that particular place was broken, the ground was broken there for the construction of a justice commission. If she is not accepting the fact that President Boyka has not initiated a signature project and is going after even a project that was earmarked by a fallen president, then it speaks to the fact that he's lacking or innovation or ingenuity. And these kinds of things is not better than that. Most especially with the earmark going to them $20 billion, but he's not even going to spend $1 billion in the first 3 years of the implementation of that project, according to what they said. So how are they expecting that people to even trust them?
You see that? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We leave you right there. We leave you right there. Thank you. Thank you very much. We leave you right there. We leave you right there. Let's go and talk to the last couple of calls. Let's talk to the last couple of calls right here on 827. 827.9. Let's talk to the last couple of calls. Who could this person be? Who could this one be? Yes, two more calls, then we call it a day. Yes, we're going to take 2 more calls, then we call it a day. This person, hello, go ahead. 1 minute. How are you?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brother. Let's hear you, sir.
My name is Jeremiah from Bronx.
Go ahead, Jeremiah. Let's hear you quickly, then we go back to America. Go ahead, Jerry.
The other time that the French went say, so when you come to shipment, they give a food people the people can lie. As President we have to Baga can lie. Baga, all the individuals can lie. All the ministers in the government can lie. And they thought that coming to power with lie could make them to keep power with lies. So they have lied until they don't know how to lie. We see health practitioners that were causing noise in one country or the other. They see health practitioners coming around. I mean, what they're doing. Some of us we are falling into the trap and wickedness happening to some of us, and we still enjoy what he's doing.
Thank you.
Thank you. No other people can do better in your country than Josh Manning we are.
We leave you right there. Let's go to America and talk to Abraham Connor. Mr. Connor, let's hear you.
Thank you for the recognition. Okay. Let me say good afternoon to you and Alexa. Topics, man. Listen, what's really troubling to me today has to do with this constant demolition that is going on in the country. It's becoming very alarming, and the conversation is being led by you guys. You got the press all the purpose, so to speak. It needs to be amplified. You have a president right now who is not compassionate. People are forgetting, like the invincible part. That was some government property. When Georgia guys right that place, people were squatters over there. He did not go breaking their shanty towns over there. They spoke to those people and he erected buildings to place them in it today. And today they got homes to be in. Now you have a government that people are demolishing homes from Ove to Satan now and to 72nd, and the government is completely silent about it. The silence is deafening, and the conversation needs to be elevated. You can't be a leader and you are not compassionate. I'm not questioning the legality of some of these issues, people might be entitled, but the fact that somebody occupies the place for over 30 years, and then you can sit there and let it see your machine destroying millions of dollars of properties, investment. I think it's a bad omen for our country, and this conversation needs to be elevated here. You guys have reason to elevate this here because it started the next municipality, the whole owner started breaking down. All of the guys are somebody own the property around there.
Thank you.
I think they should be in a position to bargain with these people and pay for some of those erections that have been made already. I think that would be the prudent thing to do than to dehumanize in the way putting in the street for all our belongings and their children and family. It's bad for the country.
Thank
That's
you.
bad
Thank you.
reflection. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. We leave you, Mr. A.B. Conan. We gotta go. The last two callers will be the end. This one, go ahead. 1 minute. How are you? Quickly, let's hear you, bro.
My name is Vani Samola. I got my phone from Bovio.
Go ahead, Samuel. Let's hear you.
Yes, everything you want to think, okay. The problem is for us. But I think always that we ourselves because we told people that these people are not good for us. The message is on our own territory. They are there, we're talking about, hey, what are you? Don't go with me. But I'm warning you. Very much, I'm warning you. The rules, the given rule that you have behind. Whether or not, we'll put that out. Thank you very much.
We leave you right there. We leave you. Let's talk to the last caller. This could be our last caller. Go ahead. You're the last person. Let's hear you.
Good evening, KOK. This is Robert Makoya. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, my dear brother.
Go ahead.
But one county, I did not hear the name. When the doctor was naming those counties, and you know the country that get the headquarters of you give 20%, we give 0%. Why I didn't hear the name? Because okay, the reason I'm saying it, I'm very bitter with our senator who is called Prince Kamu Moyo, who organized those nurses that went against the former president. So anything pertaining to the kind of ugly names, I want to hear the city of Banga need to be number one because that the headquarters or in Hamana, if you give 20%, we give 0%. So anytime I hear something like this here, I can get mad. Kamu Prince Moyo.
Okay.
And they did not do well for this country. That is poor in a mess. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. We'll go home, Alexa. We gotta go home. We are not taking any more single call. We are not taking any more single call. We gotta go home. But that's why the doctors are saying the guys who can be doing the operation in the government hospitals across the country, they're saying 7 counties. They're not doing nothing again. So all the sick people there, they're bringing them morale. That's how terrible the health sector is in the country. Yet and still one can't defend wrong. You hearing the doctor? You hearing the doctor yet? You hearing the man?
They keep following up.
So you have not been working.
We have not been working since the 50s. 7 counties now. There have been 7 counties that have been deprived of our surgical services because of our absence. Both nurse and after in Greenville, surgery, now going on in Greenville. Lopa County, Lopa have 4 facilities. Puya Boima, Pulau, or the hospital in Sozo, International Hospital. No surgery then performed in Lopa. Sano County, no surgery then performed. River G, no surgery. River C, no surgery. Patients are being referred for pregnant women, not only patients, but pregnant women who need C-section, emergency C-section. They are being referred from Sano or ambulance to JFK.
Can you imagine? And one woman called on the radio, you want to defend evil. You want to defend evil. Wait until you get somebody who's sick in the hospital, in the villages, and they bring them to town. At time you know that there is a difference between being a green united partisan and a true patriot. That's how we gotta go home.
You know, I wanted to actually respond to it, but I'm not gonna do so because there are people who listen and they don't really understand what we're trying to say. So there's no need to call in if you don't understand exactly the point of
no, she
discussion,
understand all.
you know?
She understand all.
So
She's trying to be
if
a
you want to
green united partisan.
be insensitive because a lot is happening.
Good.
You listen to a mother cry so much about her child, and we talked about that. We talked about how the health sector is in a way that people cannot trust it right now. You listen to that. I'm sure you're a mother, and then you called in and trying to tell us we're lying. Did you not listen to the things that were played? You listen. Did you not listen to me read a statement from Ministry of Justice?
She just heard the medical man explaining.
we're not to
Yeah.
go back and forth, but
Don't worry, your boyfriend was taking
Uh,
out jobbing. You know about the government, but don't be
what I'm
scary.
gonna say before I leave, it is really, really unfortunate that we're in this country now, and I'm really, really looking forward to the Ministry of Health, the minister, to do what she has to do, or what the ministry has to do, what the government as a whole has to do to have doctors back in the different hospitals, because mothers are crying, children's lives have been lost, and I'm sure there are some people who have their unborn children and they're to be delivered. But with all this that's going on, they're not going to be very comfortable and confident enough in our health system. So please work on what you can work on to have these doctors and nurses back to the different hospitals to save life, please.